Hello, my name is Tracy Cooper and I am the Community Education Coordinator for the Paluxy River Children's Advocacy Center. This is the first of 5 videos that we are going to be releasing in the month of April. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we have chosen to use this time as an opportunity to release videos, and the goal of those videos is to help adults and parents know how to talk to their children about abuse. My job today is to cast a vision for you about why you need to do that. So the title of this video is, "You Want Me to Talk to My Children About Abuse? Why?" That's what I'm going to answer that question for you today. But before we get started on that, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we do. The Children's Advocacy Center is a child-friendly, neutral environment where a child who is an alleged victim of abuse, specifically sexual abuse or severe physical abuse, comes to tell their story. They come here for a forensic interview. Law enforcement and CPS determine if a forensic interview is needed, but we provide that service. They come to this center so that the child only has to tell their story one time. That's the goal. Prior to children's advocacy centers, children had to go from agency to agency to tell their story over and over again. But with the Child Advocacy Center model, a child only has to tell their story one time. And it brings all the people that need to hear that story together under one roof so that they can hear that. And the purpose is we want to reduce the trauma to the victim of abuse and also to protect the integrity of the case. So we have specially trained interviews that are trained to talk to children. So once that interview is done, a child is offered counseling. We also provide family advocacy services to the non-offending caregivers. So that can look like a lot of different things, but that family who is the non-offending caregivers are provided with resources and services just so that they are not alone through this process. So children and families are offered those services. Children can go to counseling free, and it's free to them, and they can come to counseling for as long as they need that. So now we've talked about how CPS and law enforcement work on the justice side of things. The family advocacy and counseling is part of healing and support. And then we also provide prevention, education, and outreach. And that's the part of what we're doing in April. So my role is I typically go into schools and talk to children to help schools meet the requirements of the law to provide personal safety education to children. And so we do that. And we also train teachers and other professional reporters about how to recognize and report child abuse and child sex trafficking. And we have begun to try to provide this training to all community members, because in the state of Texas, all adults are considered mandated reporters. So that's a little bit about what we do and who we are. And now I want to give you the why for these videos. So I'm going to share with you some facts and some statistics so that it will help you realize, oh gosh, I really do need to talk to my child. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is I want to dispel the myth that strangers are the ones that hurt children. Now, okay, strangers do hurt children, and we've all taught our kids stranger danger, but they are not typically the people that hurt children. Typically, the people that abuse children, over 90% of the time, they are someone that their victim knows, loves, and trusts. So the myth that it's strangers that abuse children, I want to dispel. I want you to know that abusers are typically not someone that we would identify as an abuser. They usually are people that people trust, and that's why they're able to gain access to the victims, because people respect them and they're someone that is known to the family. They often are in the family or close to the family. So that's the first thing. Also, I want to tell you that abuse is prevalent. Every 10 seconds, a child is abused. That's a lot. And in our 3 counties that we serve, which are Hood, Erath, and Somerville counties, last year there were 1,199 reports of abuse. That's a lot of reports. And we interviewed over 500 children. I shared the statistic that 90% of the time perpetrators are someone that the child knows, loves, and trusts. And that statistic held true for the interviews that we did as well. A large majority of the children did know their abuser. Here are a few other statistics that will probably surprise you. 1 in 4 girls will be sexually abused by their 18th birthday, and 1 in 6 boys will be sexually abused by their 18th birthday. Out of all those children that are abused, only 1 in 10 will ever report being abused. I'll say that again, only 1 in 10 will ever report being abused. So they often keep it a secret. That is part of the reason that schools provide this education to children, because when we talk about the things that are hard to talk about, we open the door for children to know that it's okay to say something. It's okay for them to tell. We educate them on how to recognize the signs that someone may be going to abuse them. We educate them about resisting abuse, to recognize, I said, and resist, and then report. So when we talk to kids, sometimes kids realize, oh gosh, this has happened to me and I need to tell. So that's how we're working with kids. And now we want to equip you to be able to talk to your children, because when you open up that conversation with your child, they know it's okay to come talk to you about it. We teach children to have safe adults in their life that they feel comfortable talking to. And when you open up this conversation with your child, you make it a normal thing to talk about. So the upcoming videos that we're going to have every Friday in April, the other titles are Put Down Your Comb and Let's Talk About Grooming. Grooming is, we're not talking about personal hygiene in this case. We're talking about, this is a term that is used to describe what predators do to earn the trust of their victims and to earn the trust of the community around them. We'll talk about, the other titles are Bodies, Boundaries, and Boldness. Keeping Secrets is so 2020, and Talk to Them Young and Talk to Them Often. So if you enjoyed this video and if you would like to learn more about how to talk to your children, please hit subscribe and plan to tune in every Friday during Child Abuse Prevention Month. Thank you so much.